Hey guys, welcome to Chef's Talk with Raw Chef Yin. This is episode 4, and I'll be interviewing Yoko of Shoku Iku. So let me just cut and paste. Let me just pin the comment here so people will know what's going on when they come on. And we'll be starting at 4 p.m. Malaysian time, which is 6 p.m. Australian time. Let me pin this comment. Okay. Oops. So today's talk is sponsored by Photocopy Girl. I'm trying to wear pre-loved tops and on all the chef's talk episodes, and my friend in Singapore, Photocopy Girl, has very kindly shared with me a lot of her clothes that she is no longer wearing. So hey Tessa! Hey Chef Dave! Hello 108 Kiwi! Hi Sarah Novella! Hi Tuko! How come I can't seem to... I want to send the invite. Hi Amir! Hello Hamdan! Hi Mimi! Nice. Good to see everyone. I hope this live gets saved and not disappearing like the last time. Hi Renuga. Hello Tong. Okay, I'm just waiting. Hi Mimi, what time is it? I'm wondering whether it's time for you to sleep. Good. I think Yoko is on. I don't seem to be able to find the invite button this time, so I'll just wait for her to request to be on instead. 1 a.m. Thanks so much, Mimi, for staying up for this. It should be really interesting. It's a raw vegan. Okay. Yay. Request. Oops. That's weird. Request goal. Waiting. Da 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 da.
Hey.
Hello. Great. You can. So
Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you, yes. So
Good.
I'm just gonna try and adjust this to make sure that, okay.
Thank you so much for having me. This is going to be fun.
Thank you so much for agreeing to this. I think I remember telling you I wanted to do something like this, but this was a long time ago, and
Yeah, it's happening.
I didn't expect to get so busy during
Mm.
I think my voice back on my side. Would do you happen to have
The
something
earphone?
like this? Yeah.
Okay, so let me just get one.
Okay. All right. Thanks. Hi from Australia. Welcome to.
Well, it's just that it might be a bit tricky to have the headphone at the same as like when I'm doing the demonstration. That's all.
Right. Okay.
If people can hear me okay, then I'll just do it without. If it's really hard for you guys to hear, let me know. Then I'll just put that earphone on.
Okay, that sounds good. Yeah.
Can you guys hear me okay without it?
I think we can all hear you. It's just that when I start talking, then there's the
The
feedback.
echoes a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because we're so far away, probably. I don't know. Yeah, are you in Malaysia? Yeah, at the moment.
Yeah. I'm in
Yeah,
Malaysia. I'm in Kuala Lumpur.
yeah, and I'm
Okay,
in Melbourne. So
so
yeah,
for
but I
listeners,
think it's fine. Everyone's saying it's okay. Thanks, Chris.
okay, great.
Yeah, so we'll just do it without because it will just be a bit tricky with all the like cold like hanging around when I'm like doing the zucchinis and stuff. So let's do it without.
Okay, let's do that then. Let's officially start.
Okay, all right.
Um,
Just get my recipe
how
on.
Yeah, I'll do like a short intro. So, hello to everyone. Welcome to episode 4 of Chef's Talk with Raw Chef Yin. If you're seeing me for the first time, I'm a raw vegan chef based in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Author and TEDx speaker as well. And I've started this series uh, since the lockdown began to showcase plant-based and vegan chefs from all over the world. So I'm really happy that Yoko, you've agreed to do this. And I'm super excited that you're making your okonomiyaki because that's something that really stood out when I flipped through your book when I was at your cafe.
Yeah.
So yeah, and maybe before we start in the demo, you can talk a little bit about yourself and what you do, and then we'll go into the demo.
Yeah, sure. Well, thank you so much for having me. It's actually really fun doing this online. Like I've just been really enjoying it. So thank you for the opportunity. Um, my name's Yoko. If you've never seen me before, I have a raw vegan cafe in Northgate. We're closed at the moment because of the corona thing, but I also do like superfoods, super herbs online, and I'm just being like really excited about um, like like making different recipes and like oh so sorry, I'm just getting a bit distracted with all the cars going behind me, but yeah, like I love health and wellness, and raw vegan like food is something that I just been loving for my health and for the last 7 or 8 years, and it's I just love the fact that you can be so creative with such a limited amount of ingredients. You can pretty much make everything, and it's pretty incredible using just whole foods, like nothing refined and nothing processed. So it's quite exciting, I reckon.
Yes,
Um,
yes.
okay, and so today I'm going to be making okonomiyaki, which is savory Japanese pancakes. Usually, so if you get a normal okonomiyaki, it's made with refined flour usually and eggs. And if you go to like a traditional Japanese okonomiyaki shop, I used to go like when I was in Japan, and they'll give you a bowl of like ingredients, and you can sit down in front of this special hot plate called tepan, and you can make your pancakes kind of yourself. And depending on where you go, like Tokyo side and Osaka side, they have different kind, like a variety of okonomiyaki. Like maybe if you go to Kansai, which is like near Osaka, then you might get more cabbage. I think like there's different amounts of cabbage that you get, and you either you flip or you don't. There's like a different ways to make okonomiyaki depending on where you go. So it is pretty interesting, but with my version, we're not using eggs or flour, but using vegetables and flaxseed to kind of bind everything together. We dehydrate instead of cooking it with heat. So shall I start the recipes?
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah. Okay, so there are different components. So we're going to be making the pancakes itself first. and I'll show you how to do okonomiyaki sauce. And then I will give you the recipe for the mayo I've made with hemp seed instead of cashews. I usually do cashews. So the recipe is from my book Raw, but I just changed a little bit, so just to kind of make it a bit easier and make it a bit more interesting for this session. Okay, so for the savoury pancakes, I'll just adjust it a little bit so you can see what I'm doing here. Okay, so what I've got here is grated zucchinis. So it's 200 grams of this. So this will probably get about 2 medium-sized okonomiyaki pancakes. And if you want to write it down, you can, but I will send you the recipe again. So if you want to post it, you can.
Okay, great. I can put it in the description.
So I mean, you can use pretty much any vegetables, but this I found in the fridge that I have to use. So this is Chinese cabbage. I just sliced it really thinly. You can do like grated carrots, put some parsley or celery or things like that. But traditionally, they use a lot of cabbage in okonomiyaki. So if you want to have a little bit of cabbage in there, maybe it becomes a bit more authentic. And we also have half a cup of flax meal. So that's milled flax seed. So if you do, so flax seed becomes rancid pretty quickly. So you want to, if you can, it's better if you can ground it yourself before you use it. And if you do make a meal and if you've got some leftover, just keep it in the fridge because it becomes rancid pretty quickly because of the omega-3. And also we have Psyllium husk. So Psyllium husk kind of gives a bit more of like a spongy kind of texture that so it's not doesn't become just too thin, I suppose, in the pancakes. And I'm using 1 tablespoon of almond butter. In my recipe in the book, I use cashew cream, so you can do cashew cream as well, but I'm using almond butter instead. So you can do any nut butter. I would assume like even sunflower seeds or things like that will be fine as well. And we also have some seasonings like tamari, salt, and I'm just adding some of these kale chips if I've had some leftover.
Ooh, nice.
Kale chips is like, it's pretty standard. You can just, well, this one is actually zucchini and kale. So if you've got some like cashew cream left over, you marinate it and dehydrate it. That kind of gives a little kind of concentrated flavor to the recipe. So it's so easy. This recipe is really great because even if you don't have equipment, so even food processor, you can just grate it with something like this, just to grate. Just put everything in a bowl and you just mix it with your hands and it's ready. So even if you don't have a proper equipment, it's pretty easy to make. And the good thing about okonomiyaki is that you can eat a lot of vegetables.
Yeah.
So kale chips is in there. So with the seasoning, I'm doing 1 teaspoon of tamari. Of course, you can do soy sauce if you like to. Tamari is a gluten-free version of soy sauce. Well, actually, not really, because tamari is actually a leftover of making miso. So it's a little bit different. In Japan, tamari is usually used for raw consumption. So tamari maybe is served with sashimi or something like that, and people use soy sauce to cook with. And I'm adding 1/4 teaspoon to 1/2 teaspoon of salt as well. Just adjust the seasoning yourself. So all of that in the bowl, and we'll just mix it with your hands. It becomes a bit messy, and to start with, it's quite like crumbly, and you think that it's not going to come together, but like because the flaxseed will absorb all the moisture from the cabbage and zucchinis, it will come together, and you just have to dehydrate it. So after a while, you will be able to grab it and make a kind of a ball and squash it into kind of flat pancakes, right? Like this. And
So much fun.
Yeah. So if you don't have a dehydrator, of course you can use an oven. And I always say, I don't know what you suggest usually, Yin, but I usually say if you have a door open a little bit, just to kind of keep the temperature low. And if you have a fan setting in the oven, then you can kind of use it as a dehydrator, though the temperature might be a bit high. Because the difference between dehydrator and oven is that, oven, you're cooking food with heat. A dehydrator, you're cooking or you're dehydrating with a wind or breeze, a fan. So you need to have the air circulating in the oven if you are using oven as a dehydrator. So that's done. So what you need to do is to spread it on the sheet, dehydrator sheet, put it into a dehydrator. So I'm actually making one in a dehydrator at the moment. So it has been about, so I put it in a dehydrator for about an hour, and then I flip it so that you're drying the other side of the pancakes as well. So an hour in a dehydrator, flip it, and then another hour or so to dehydrate. And you want to make sure that you don't over dehydrate. It's not like crackers, right? So you want to have a little bit of like moisture inside, and just so you want to make sure of that. So while you're waiting, you can make the mayonnaise. Usually I would probably use cashews, but I've made it with hemp seeds. It's pretty easy to make, so I just made it already. So I will give you a recipe. So if you want to write it down, sorry, if I'm like going really fast, let me know. If you've got any questions here, just type in and I will, or Yin can read it for you.
Yeah.
With the mayonnaise, I had 1 cup of hemp seed, half a cup of water, 1/4 cup of lemon juice, because you want the mayonnaise to be quite tangy, and 1 teaspoon of onion powder. You can do with garlic powder as well, and just salt to taste. And I put 1 teaspoon of coconut nectar, because I don't know if you've had those like Japanese mayonnaise. It's pretty sweet, right?
Yeah.
So I kind of add a little bit more sweetener to it. You can also use maple syrup as well. So what temperature in the dehydrator? Okay, so it depending on like who you talk to, the raw temperature kind of varies a little bit, right? So like 42, is it 38? Like something like that. I mean, depends on, because I use, like with a dehydrator, well, for the pancakes, it's 42. I kind of put it down to 42. But if you're dehydrating something with like really high moisture, like, you're making sun-dried tomatoes or, things like that, I usually put the temperature up to start with for the first 45 minutes to kind of get rid of that moisture really quickly. Because what we're concerned about is not the temperature in the dehydrator, but temperature in the food. So because there's so much moisture, it doesn't raise to 38 or 42 quickly anyway. And if you kind of leave it in the dehydrator for too long, there's a risk of increasing the mold in things like tomatoes or things with a high moisture content. So I usually have a higher temperature to start with and turn it down after 45 minutes. So that's mayonnaise. So you just blend it in a blender, and I like to use this one with a nozzle. I will show you how to decorate or how to how to plate. So this is quite handy to have in the kitchen. One of those, it makes it look more professional, I suppose. Great, cool. All right, And I will show you, just because if I just give you the recipe, like it makes me look a bit lazy. So I'm going to show you how to do okonomiyaki sauce. So you do need a blender, but if you really don't have a blender, you can also use a food processor. Yeah. So I have 100 grams of tomato, like fresh ones, chopped, just in the blender, and half a cup of sun-dried tomatoes. Okay, so using sun-dried tomatoes will really concentrate that flavor. So not just using a fresh one. I like to use sun-dried tomatoes to kind of give the depth of the flavor to it. And I also have 2 dates, pitted. That gives the sweetness to the sauce, and apple cider vinegar. So I love making pickles, and I use apple cider vinegar a lot. And when you have the pickles already and you have like heaps of leftover pickle juice, so I'm using pickle juice right now, but just use apple cider vinegar if you like. That's half a cup of apple cider vinegar, so it's quite a lot. And we also have the tamari. I should have the tamari. I think I used it for something else, didn't I? Okay, so that was a wrong button. Okay, so it's tamari in there. And we have black pepper. Just doing like 8 teaspoons of black pepper. If you like it hot, you can add more if you like. And I'm adding a little bit of cinnamon.
Ooh, cinnamon.
Yeah. And I'm adding also 25 grams of fresh onion. Let me just peel this. It's in there. And olive oil, just 1 tablespoon. If you're doing kind of low fat, raw vegan, oil's not really, it is pretty optional, but it just kind of gives that creaminess to the sauce. And I'm adding 1/4 teaspoon of smoked salt. Kind of that gives that kind of smoky flavor to the sauce. So that's 1/4 teaspoon. And you just blend in a blender. So it'll be a bit loud. Okay, I'll just show you with the sun-dried tomatoes. Like I say, when you just blend it for a short time, it's really runny. So you have to keep it going for a little bit longer so that it thickens a little bit more. So it is pretty, it's not super thick, but thick enough to, use a spoon to take it out, that sort of consistency. And also, if you've got time and if you've got patience, these kind of sauces, it's fun to like ferment as well, because that gives that more like, authentic flavor. So if you want to do that, I would probably add either rejuvenac or whey if you're using cheese. If you're making raw vegan cheese and there's like whey come out, you can also use that to ferment these sauces, which is quite fun. And if you want to make it quite spicy, then you add chilli and, even ginger might be quite nice as well.
Yeah.
And like in the book, I've got a recipe for pickled ginger. So it's quite nice to serve with something kind of spicy, that sort of flavor too. So I'm gonna just grab a plate and I'll show you how to plate the segment.
So if anybody has questions, feel free to post it, and Yoko and I will try to answer you. The sauce sounds so awesome.
Okay, so these are the pancakes that has been dehydrating. Oops, like that. So yeah, so I don't know, maybe this is not, it's a good size. If you're hungry, you might need to. But what you could do, oh, let me just, yeah. So what you could do is to, I would probably put a sauce on top. Sorry, it's a bit hard to see, isn't it? I'll show you later anyway. So put the sauce on top to start, and using this, what you could do.
Yeah, that's how they do it.
Right? And you can top it up with maybe like a bit more sprouts or pea shoots or something like that. I've got some nori here. So if you want to crumble it up and put it on top as well. And if you like, I mean, I think that's a good thing, like having, about like having different components like all ready to go. Like different recipes, or different dressings in the fridge. Things like stable, like coconut chips, like smoked coconut chips that you can add, like chopped smoked nuts or something like that. So you can always, have things in the kitchen to kind of make your meal really interesting. I think that's a trick of like staying to eat healthy. Having, because you don't want to like make things from scratch every time. If you've got something that you can always go back to, that makes like healthy eating so much easier, I think.
Yeah,
So,
I always have like bacon or some raw parmesan or something to sprinkle on top.
yeah, right. So this one is really easy. So you can use fresh coconut to make coconut chips or coconut bacon if you like. But it's in Melbourne, in Australia especially, it's quite hard to get fresh coconut. So if you don't want to start opening your Thai coconut, you can also use coconut chips, like the dry coconut chips. And what you can do is to soak the coconut chips first in water, and you want to squeeze the water out really well, and then season it. So I've seasoned it with like tamari, bit of coconut sugar, chilli and ginger powder, and you dehydrate it. So it's like flavored coconut chips, which is like so fun to have. So here it is.
Oh, nice. Looks so good.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be my lunch.
I would definitely eat at least two.
Yeah, well, you know what you could do? Probably like you could do like, I don't know, 2 layers or something. You can do a savory pancake stack. I was trying to do that tomorrow.
Wow.
So if you've got any questions, let me know. Not even just about pancakes, but other things as well.
Yeah, so Mimi was asking what was the name of your book. I know it's Raw.
Yeah,
What's
just
the
raw. Yeah.
Raw? Where can people get it? Mimi is from the US. She's in
Oh, okay. Yeah.
California.
Oh, cool.
Sunny.
So I think best thing is just message me so that I can organize the posting for you. I've been getting some inquiries internationally. I've sent a few books internationally. It's pretty expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you found? Do you have a physical book as well?
I have. So this one, but I don't ship.
You don't
I don't
ship?
ship internationally. So I just sell it at my live events, and then when I travel, I bring a copy. Because
Yeah.
you're right, it's just a bit troublesome.
Yeah, it's like super expensive. I found it, and well, I mean, like I've sent it to some people who really want to get my book, but I think costed them like $40 just for postage.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. Now I have a e-book option, so I can ask people to get their e-book.
Yeah, I know. Like ebooks are so much easier. But I don't know. There's something about having a physical book, though. Don't you think? It's
Yeah.
just nice to just look through the pictures and like really appreciate
Yeah.
the
To
work
hold it,
of that author. Yeah, for
look
sure.
through.
Hmm.
Yeah. But you do have online courses, right? That people
Yeah,
can.
I do. Yeah, so I have a like 17-day like intensive online raw courses. And we start if you're in Melbourne or if you're in Australia, we are going to start doing on-site raw food course as well. So keep an eye on that. As soon as the corona restriction lifts, we will be announcing when that will be.
So is the restrictions different from state to state in Australia? Because someone in Perth was telling me that they're not being restricted. I don't know.
Well, from my understanding, I mean, there's a restriction to how many people you can have in the room, and that's about I think it's 20 people, but I think the cooking class is different. I saw that the letter that I got from the council, no cooking classes are
Oh,
allowed at the moment. So yeah,
right,
quite
right.
funny. I mean, I went to this like huge shopping center yesterday, and everyone's like in your face, but still you can't even like have people in the cafe. So I mean, you can, but it's quite strict. So, but
Ah,
we have to do everything we can for sure.
okay. So Zilika has a question. The sun-dried tomato use, does it have oil or other ingredients? Because the one I have has some editing.
No, I usually just get the sun-dried tomatoes, like plain sun-dried tomatoes. And if you get the ones with the oil, that's fine. You can do that too. I don't know. I've used oil in the sauce. I don't remember, but yeah, just don't add any oil to it, and just get rid of the oil as much as you can. And make sure if you are getting things that's preserved in oil, make sure that the oil is clean. Like sometimes they use like rancid sunflower oil and
Yeah.
things like that. So I kind of tend to stay away from those products. Yeah.
Yeah, I tried to make my sun on my own. I mean, because I already have my dehydrator. So I
Yeah,
try to do that
exactly. Yeah,
whenever I
exactly.
can.
Yeah. I mean, that's a great thing about having a dehydrator. I'm not setting a dehydrator, but when you're talking about like how expensive organic food is, and those like dry food is really expensive. Get the produce when it's in season and when it's like on sale, or and then you get heaps of it, and you can dehydrate in a dehydrator, and you can keep it for a year, all year round. So I think dehydrator is a really great investment for sure.
Yeah, I remember when I first started, I got a really cheap dehydrator,
Same,
and then
same.
I used that for 2 years. And then somebody wanted to he loved Excalibur, so I got that, and then I was like, why I can't Excalibur way early?
Yeah, yeah, I know, but I think it's good that because some people get like exciting equipment and they never use it. So like if you're not really sure, maybe get or maybe borrow one from someone and see if you're going to use it. Yeah, but like Excalibur, that's the one that I use as well.
Yeah, great. Thanks so much for that. I'm I'm quite also I definitely want to try and make that yeah sometime next week. And yeah, when I get your recipe, then I'll order the cabbage and all that because I don't have cabbage, and I definitely want to use cabbage to keep it authentic.
Authentic. Yeah, and I think in that recipe I put some parsley or something. I think something a bit more kind of aromatic might be quite nice. Yeah,
Mm.
parsley, or even I don't know. Yeah, like even celery, like small amount of celery leaves, or
Yeah, yeah. I have some celery. I'll keep that. Be quite cool.
yeah. But the zucchinis, I think that's like the main vegetables that you want to have, because that's like the bulk of the ingredients. Zucchini is so
Mm.
handy. Like I never liked zucchini when I was not raw, but zucchini, like, you can do anything with zucchini. It's incredible, don't you think?
Yeah, the only thing is now it's hard to get zucchini.
In Malaysia.
Yeah, because now I'm ordering my food on my food's online. Yeah, online. So I know when I was doing the cheese demo, I was, my cheese class, and I was doing zucchini. And I placed orders 3 times, and they didn't have any.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah. What
But
did you use it? What did you use instead of zucchini?
but I happen to have some that I actually cut up and froze it, so I used frozen.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
a good idea, actually. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, me.
Have you used zucchini in smoothies and ice cream and things like that? That's actually a really good way to kind of bulk up that, bulk up the
Yeah.
sweets too.
Recently, I made one in a smoothie. I've never used it in ice creams, but in a smoothie, yeah, because I don't know whether you saw that I'm part of the what do you call it? 7 days of raw food by 7 raw food chefs.
Oh yeah, I just see that on your account. Yeah.
Yeah. So one of the recipes has a zucchini smoothie recipe.
Nice. What did you
Yeah.
pair with? Zucchini and anything else?
I know there was moringa, some lime, um, some fruits. I can't remember what.
Yeah. Yeah, I think a lot of people kind of get into this idea that smoothies are healthy, and smoothies are much healthier than a lot of like sweet, breakfast cereals and all that stuff. But I think, if we just go like crazy with like fruit, it's better, like if we could add more vegetables into the smoothie, I think it's so much healthier than just like sweet, smoothies.
Yeah, that's why I keep telling people, especially when they make raw treats or raw desserts. I keep emphasizing it's still a treat.
Exactly. I know you can't have it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I mean, you
Yeah,
can, but
don't eat it all up at one go.
right. Yeah.
So Mimi has another question. How long have you been raw?
So I've been plant-based mainly for like 15 years or so, and raw mainly for about 8 years. How about you?
Yeah. Okay, so I was kind of pescatarian like 20 years ago or something. In the early 90s, I started cutting down on meat. But and then I discovered raw food. Discovered that you could make a meal out of raw food about maybe 2014. And no, in 2015. Well, that's when I made my first raw meat. I saw this raw vegan lasagna on this raw vegan on her blog, and I made it, and I was like, wow, it's so good.
Yeah, yes, yeah.
Yeah, and
Everyone has to make raw vegan lasagna once in their lives, I think. Yeah.
yeah.
I think it's important not to kind of label ourselves and be strict about it. Like, I think you are the same too, because I see that you sometimes make cooked food or but it's like but I do remember you saying that like I crave raw foods, like when you're eating cooked food all the time. So like hearing your body and saying like, it's okay to have like cooked food, and it's okay to have something that you might not like think it's maybe optimal now and then, but like listen to your body, and if you feel like you're, I don't know, you know what I mean, like
Yes.
it's important to listen to your body and be open and like have life at the same time. But yeah, I don't know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I in fact wrote about that recently, how I do very well on raw, but there are certain times when my body desperately needs food. And I always notice like just before my period or my period, I definitely need something cooked. Yeah.
Mm.
So that's when I listen to my body.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So Mimi, I hope that answers. Let me see. I don't think we have any. Someone says yes. Oh, I'm wondering. Have you ever tried making a raw vegan mochi? Because that's one of my favorites.
Yeah, I think it's in my book actually.
Ah,
Mochi. Yeah. So I think I used, I can't remember, like maybe coconut flour and psyllium husk or something like that to make that flavor. But mochi is a bit different because, like, you know, when you have an authentic mochi, it like
yeah,
has a stringy bit to it.
yeah.
It's a bit, yeah, it's a bit tricky to kind of imitate that texture at the moment. Like, I don't know. Yeah, yeah. Let me know if you have find any tips.
Maybe with chia seeds. Because I
Yeah,
make my raw vegan mochi with like buckwheat, sprouted buckwheat and chia seeds, so it's kind of spongy. So,
spongy. Yeah, but like mochi needs to be like, you know what I mean, like
yeah,
stringy. Like, yeah,
stretchy, right?
stretchy. Yeah, it's a bit hard to. But then I was thinking, even like jackfruit. Do you think? I mean, jackfruit might be able to. Nah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I noticed a lot of Southeast Asian desserts also have that kind of texture, like
Mm.
some of the Malay desserts and some of the even the Chinese sweets and all that, they have that, yeah, like stretchy, spongy, soft, springy
Yeah,
texture.
because
And
mochi is just like made with rice. So
mm, glutinous
like
rice.
yeah, so maybe like if you do something like coconut flour, you know, maybe coconut flour, chia, psyllium husk. One day like Irish moss, maybe something like that to kind of give that sponginess.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is fun though. You know, this is fun to be like, I don't know, people, you know, always like ask me and or ask you probably that like, do you feel like restricted, you know, like eating this way? But I found that like I'm eating more different kind of food than ever before. Like I actually make an effort to go and source wild, you know, wild vegetables or, you know, wild herbs or even different grain to sprout or, you know, different nuts and seeds. I never had like Brazil nuts or, you know, anything like that growing up, you know what I mean? So
Hmm.
I mean, I think diversity is really important, even if you're having vegan, you know, vegan diet or raw vegan diet. But yeah, like I don't find it restrictive at all. It's quite, yeah, it's quite exciting. It's still fun.
Yeah, I actually feel like I think ever since I become vegan or raw vegan, I've been exposed to so much amazing food and so much creative ideas and yeah, there's so much innovation in it. So
Yeah,
really love
yeah,
it.
yeah. I think it's what I love about it. Yeah, like making things this way. It's more creative for sure.
So Mimi has a question. Wait, I think that uh, given current pandemic situation, how do you clean your veggies? Oh yeah, I get that question asked many times.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't really worry about that too much. I mean, like, I wash, I suppose, the vegetables, and if you get it from a store, I don't use it straight away. So I'll just leave it for a little bit longer in the fridge or something like that and use it next day, or something like that. But if I actually just get it from my garden or in the backyard or something like that, then I don't really worry about it.
You're so lucky you have a garden.
Well, no, it's like weed garden. I get like a dandelion leaves and nettles or something from my garden, and then you know, like I don't really worry about it. But
Yeah, I mean, I make my own eco enzyme with um peels and brown sugar and water. So, I just use that as my veggie wash and veggie soap.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
even like apple cider vinegar, right? That kind of that cleans the vegetables too. And if you do feel like you need to peel, some vegetables, like carrot and stuff, then yeah, maybe it's a good idea to do that too for a little bit.
Yeah, I think if you just continue practicing the usual food hygiene, I
Yeah.
think, yeah, I think that's fine.
Yeah, just like washing hands before you start preparing, and just, I don't know, it's pretty common sense, I think.
So, it's 45 minutes. I think I'm going to end soon just because I'm a bit worried that the phone will overheat and I can't upload this.
Is
I'm
it
just,
really warm there?
um, yeah, it's most probably like 29 degrees Celsius or something. I mean,
29.
yeah, Celsius.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
freezing in Melbourne, so.
Yeah, and my phone, I think on the second episode, it overheated and it just shut down.
Oh, okay. It's so good.
And yeah, this has happened on 2 lives already.
Yeah.
So, I, so I'm just like very, very upset. But yeah, thank you so much, Yoko, for this. And
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
I just wanted to ask everybody if you haven't followed Yoko, and so Yoko has a private account, a personal account, and then you also have your account. So if you guys can follow her on both of that, that'll be
Yeah, so
yeah.
I mainly, I suppose, post what I'm doing at Shoku Iku on Shoku Iku account, and I'm going to be posting. If you are into learning about, tonic herbs and superfoods and stuff like that, I'm going to be posting more of the educational side of it, and I'm planning to do more. Recipe creations and, the more content, I suppose, on Shokuik account. If you want to follow this account, my private account, I'm quite emotional, so I just write, write really sad stuff. And, like how like the philosophy of food and how I see food as, the pleasurable things as well as, ally, you know? Yeah. So if you're into that, then come and follow me on the private as well.
Oh yeah, you mentioned about your products. Maybe you want to just talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so we have some like amazing range of superfoods and herbs. Most of them, not most of them, many of them are detailed Chinese medicinal herbs. Some are kampo, which is a Japanese traditional medicine herbs. We also have like Ayurvedic herbs like ashwagandha, amla, triphala, medicinal mushrooms, if you're into medicinal mushrooms right now. And some Amazonian herbs like Padiaco, cat's claw, all of that stuff. I just received this beautiful blue lotus flower. Can I just show you? I'm so excited.
Oh yeah, please.
So I just got this beautiful like new supplier in Thailand. I don't know if you see them. Like these are dried, but
Oh
blue
wow.
lotus flower. It's so amazing. Apparently, it's like a bit psychoactive. And
Oh.
aphrodisiac, if you want that sort of thing. But you can just make, I don't know, it's really, if you're into like spirituality, that sort of thing, people use blue lotus for, different rituals and, stuff like that. So I'm actually, excited to be kind of incorporating all these herbs into food. So like having say like Chinese medicine herbs as a pill and you just take it for your health reasons, that's great as well. But my thing is like, how can we incorporate into these amazing herbs into as a food? So you can, cakes or smoothies or desserts or even dressings or anything like that using all these herbs. So that's what I'm planning to do more of the recipes on.
Yeah, because like because I'm of Chinese descent, and you know my parents and my grandparents, we used a lot of the herbs and medicinal mushrooms as food. You know, it's not in a powder form or it's not in a pill. It's actually like actual whole herbs and all that, and then it gets boiled into a soup, and then we drink it as a soup kind of
Yeah,
thing. So,
yeah, like congees, like a porridge and stuff like that.
yeah,
Or the soup, like, yeah, they use like astragalus, like whole herbs in the soup to,
yeah,
build your immunity. But I think in modern days, it's quite hard for people. I mean, I love that sort of way. So, and I make my Chinese tea from whole herbs,
mm,
and I love that. But a lot of people are busy and they just don't,
yeah,
So we do have 10-to-1 extract powder, so it's easy to even put it into soup. Just the powder, and you can
mm,
have medicinal mushrooms in the soup and things like that. But yeah, I think herbs are really fascinating. I see them as something that gives you wisdom as well as health benefit. So yeah, it's fun.
I love listening to your series when you were talking about all the different herbs and tonics and superfoods. It's just very, very educational.
Yeah, well, thank you. I just have to keep it up. I'm going to start releasing more content, I promise you. But yeah, I think I'm working on. I think next one that's going to come out is on ashwagandha. So if you're interested in ashwagandha, keep an eye on that.
Yeah, nice, nice. So yeah, guys, I mentioned the podcast. If you want to check that out, do check it out as well. The links are all on your website.
Yeah, yeah, on the or even on the Instagram. I think everything is on there, kind of. Yeah, but if you kind of get lost, then just DM me and I'll guide you.
Yeah, yeah. Cool, cool. Very nice. So okay, we are. I think we're just about to end. Last words to say before we close the show.
Sorry.
Do you have any last words to say before we close the show?
No, not really. Just, I mean, thank you so much for having me, and it's nice to connect with your community and reconnect with my community. I have been kind of out. I don't know, it's this like racial thing and all that stuff. I
Oh,
just feeling a bit, unmotivated. But yeah, but like the community and the connection is like one of the most important things in my life. So it's nice to be able to do this online.
yeah, wonderful. Yeah. So what I'll do is I'll wait for you to send me the recipe,
I will,
and
yeah.
then I will post the recipe with the description of this video up on IGTV, and then I think also post it on YouTube as well as Facebook, so more people will get to benefit from it as well. And then I will definitely take some time to make it as well.
Yes, please. I want to say, because your plating is amazing too. I've been enjoying your post. Like, you're so good. You're so good.
I, I always feel like it's not good enough. So thank you for that. I'm always trying to work on making it better.
Yeah, no, we always keep working on it. That's great.
Okay, then thanks everyone for joining us, and thank you, Yoko. And the next episode is going to be on 28th of June, and we have Lauren, Lauren of Plant Academy London. I think it's
Oh,
there.
that's amazing.
Yeah, so that should be fun as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. All right, then.
Thank you so much. Thank you for
Stay
listening.
safe.
For watching. Bye.
All right. Bye.